All right. Checking in with the wonderful adventures of Niles. We're definitely getting into the home stretch, and there's this whole conundrum over what is he going to do, because he can't. The elf says that the terms of him actually becoming a boy again are his giving up Morton Goosey Gander to his mother on the chopping block. And in this chapter, which is called "The Treasure on the Island," on their way to, I think, Verminland, or to home. This section is the gift of the wild geese, where Niles gets woken up in the middle of the night by all the old geese, Akka from Kebekanese primarily, but everybody else, except for not Morton Goosey Gander, and taken to this small island out in the middle of the sea, which is like, it's kind of odd that they went this way. And it turns out that Akka had been driven here with some old geese a long time ago, and they'd found these bags, and they had to shelter from the storm, so they picked them open hoping they'd find, grain, but instead it was gold. It wasn't any use to them, so they left it, they survived. But he's come back, and they're like, we want to give it to you as recompense. And, he's like, there is a really cool thing of Niles going, well, it's like, you do not need to pay me, because you've given me all the gifts. Yeah, I know that what I have learned this year with you is worth more to me than gold or lands, said the boy. And that's kind of the key thing, I think, of, this book is the transformation of Niles from a vicious creature into a sympathetic, empathetic, caring being, human being, but being. And they're saying, like, we want you to keep it. It's for you to know where it is, and so you can come and get it. And they also meet on the island. Waiting for them is Gorgo, the eagle, who went and talked to the elf and said, "Can I trying to renegotiate it," and the elf saying, "Nope, it's going to be how it's going to be. I can't do anything." And I mean, Gorgo even says, "Well, I'll drill out your eyes if you don't, drill out his eyes, bore out his eyes unless he gave in." But the elf is like, "Nope. But to Niles Hogerson, it will turn out exactly as I've said. You can tell him for me that he would do well to return with his goose." And then he relates how the farm is not going well. His father, who has had to forfeit a bond for his brother, whom he trusted. He had bought a horse that immediately went lame. They've had to sell 2 of the cows, and that they must give up the croft unless they receive help from somewhere. And Niles, to his immense credit, says, "It is cruel of the elf to make the conditions so hard for me that I cannot go home and relieve my parents, but he shall turn me into a traitor to my friend. My father and mother are square and upright folk. I know that they would rather forfeit my help than have me come back to them with a guilty conscience." So as predicted in The Crow telling all these stories, how there's only 2 options and they're both fucking horrible, Niles can only see the 2 options. Now we have the gold in the picture on this island. I do think, obviously it's Niles learning maybe the final lesson, which is learning how that the world isn't either or. There are multiple options, and to look at them. I mean, there can still be some grayness in there, but yeah. So it's interesting. We're very much going with the third option. Will Niles learn about the third option? Have that flexibility, have that imagination. Will that happen for Niles? We'll see. All right, more videos later.